Real quick, before we get into today's video, I just uploaded a new M104 Turbo video this past Friday for you guys to check out if you want to. In said video, I get a bit more personal about this thing and why I'm in no rush to finish it. So do go check that out after this video. But anyway, today is a big day for the Ford Falcon. So as we know, M104 Turbo was my first build ever, and this thing turned out mind-blowing. Then recently finished up the project C400. Far from perfect, but to me it is. This right here is what I like, something a bit different. Now looking at the C400, can you imagine what the Ford Falcon could look like in just a couple of months? So sit back, strap in and enjoy the video. This already is way above my pay grade, but we are making good progress. Before I go ahead and cut into it some more, there are a few things that I want to kind of talk about. As you can see, I got the driver's seat back in here so that I can do some rough measurements or guesstimations of where I need to cut it. We'll start over here. My first little obstacle that I'm going to have to figure out. So Mr. Datsun BVL had a good point, and that is going to be to seal up the cabin from the outside if I do go ahead and cut the rear end off, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. I usually do. As I showed you in the previous video, this whole UTE idea does look freaking epic, but since then things kind of escalated and I have been looking at more and more extreme ideas that might also be options. Also thanks to those guys that warned me about messing with the car structure and that it might move around when I do go ahead and cut the roof off. All this is part of the car structure. Honestly, at that time, I didn't even think that far, but since then, I have been doing a lot of thinking. And as I said, playing with some more ideas, so that won't really be a problem if I end up cutting off basically everything and starting from scratch, closing up the cabin and building a whole new tubular rear end for the Ford Falcon. Well, for now, that's the idea. So the suspension this thing uses is way simpler than the 203 suspension. So I think they call this a four-link suspension. I might be able to recreate my own four-link suspension for this thing. Well, I hope, because after today, there's no turning back. The first step is going to be to mark out exactly where I want to cut it, and then I am cutting it off in sections so that I can load it up in the A180 once this is all said and done and take it to the scrapyard. For now, let me suit up, mark out where I want to cut it, start from the back, work my way forward, cut this thing in half. Let's do this. Done. Okay, so I'll be honest, I am freaking out just a little bit. I can't believe I actually did this. Now, this is not something you see every day, and there's probably a good reason for that. So I just went ahead and got the rest of the underside cut off. Those pieces are a bit more beefy and heavy, but I got that done. The next step is going to be to figure out how to mount something, I don't know what, down there and build a whole new structure to go to the rear differential. I'm also definitely thinking about adding some kind of roll cage to this thing, so we'll build a new structure to the rear differential and then tie in a roll bar with some extra supports. And then I also kept the rear doors because, as you can see over here, I left a bit of an overhang over there and over there, so I need to figure out how I want to have this looking at the end of the day. And then, like I said, I'm going to remove the lift kit that I built for it. So as you can see over there, 10 centimeters or 100 millimeters or 4 inches for the American people. Need to get that removed. This wasn't the best idea because the angle on this arm is way too much and it's kind of binding, so I think that's why this thing drove like an absolute piece of shit. In the next video, I'm gonna get started on the front, maybe sort out those doors, get the front taken apart and get the original bumper back on there. And because I did some body work on the C400, I think I'm comfortable enough to do like a wide body or something on the front of this thing, and then with the tubes and pipes and things at the back. I think this thing could look friggin' sick. Even though I'm super nervous about this whole situation, I am really excited. I'm sure I can figure out something freaking cool. Only time will tell. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am, but for now, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you want to, click the join button, become a member of the channel, and in that way you can help support these builds. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.